Namaste, beautiful yogis. Welcome to Ali Kamenova Yoga. I'm Ali, and today we're talking about sleep. I'm having a slow day because all day I'm waiting to upload. I have slow internet, and I'm waiting to upload the new videos to the Equinox program. We're starting an Equinox program, and it's going to be a fresh new beginning. So I'm having a really slow, kind of chill, kind of rest day, and I see so many articles, so many videos, so much advice about sleep, and I may repeat certain things, but I'll also tell you exactly what works for me, and of course you have to find what works for you. Sleep is one of those things that we have to find balance in our life in order to really have restful sleep. I actually slept so much last night. I've been kind of sleeping a little extra since we moved to our final location or to our new place because it was pretty busy and stressful, the whole move, and very long. It took forever. So I felt tired and I wanted to kind of take a while to rest. So before I say anything more, let's get into the sleep discussion. So first of all, I want you to let me know in the comments below, how's your sleep? Do you sleep well? Is there like a part of your sleep that could be improved? Say how long it takes you to fall asleep, or how deep you sleep, or how rested you wake up, or do you wake up in the middle of the night or far too early in the morning? Or if you have any type of insomnia, which type it is. Is it anxious thoughts? Or also, if you have your own tips of what helps you sleep the best, also please post them below. But anyways, there's a few basic things that are absolutely important in order for us to sleep really well. As with everything else, can say fitness and weight loss, or maintaining a healthy weight, or any of those, maintaining a healthy diet, a healthy states, a healthy state of thoughts, all of those things kind of require a few basics, boring basics sometimes. I don't find them boring. I find cyclical routine oriented things pretty exciting for now, but okay. So first is the mind. I've written the mind as first. I took a few notes so that I stay on point. I have about 7 points. So the first is the mind. We really have to mind our mind, right? We have to really work on our state of mind and observe ourselves. We have to cultivate what is known as empty mind, or mind that is at peace, mind that allows us to let go and just surrender into the land of sleep, or anything else really. When we work on the mind, a lot of it has to do with trust and surrender. When it comes to sleep, it is the same, but when it comes to anxious thoughts, anxiety, fear, any of the quote-unquote negative emotions, a lot of it will come from working with the mind. Some of it is physiological, so the body has to be cleaned out of certain chemicals and toxicity or parasites in order for it to function optimally and the frequency to be at a peaceful frequency. Parasites can give anxiety, for example, EMF, dirty electricity. I'll speak about this later. So the mind, a lot of it is self-awareness, a lot of it is the practice, the yoga or the breathing practice or movement, all of this that gives us time for reflection, slowing down, self-reflection, healing, self-acceptance, loving thoughts, etc. All of this works into creating a powerful mind, a mind that doesn't drag us into places of fear, unconscious places, etc. A mind that allows us, the higher self, to be in charge, rather for us to be pushed around by the ego mind, and the ego mind is the fearful mind. The second point is really important. I find that is one of the things that absolutely I must have in my life: natural cycles. From the rhythms in nature to the natural cycles of your day, really important to have time for sunshine. Some people are very strict with it. It has to be from this and that hour to this and that hour for this and that many minutes. I'm not as regimented, but I do need, if it's not daily, weekly, at least 5 times a week, certain amount of sun, certain amount of play in nature or outside activity, and that's not always possible in every climate, of course, so you have to go with the climate, and that's part of the cyclical nature of it, and certain amount of exerting energy, followed by rest, followed by slowing down at night, so taking it easy at night. You don't want to amp up the energy at night, so you have to exert some energy, you have to exercise, you have to work. All of that is very important. Yoga works sometimes. Yoga tends to put us in at a restful type of mind. Say if you have a very relaxing class once a week, that resets your system so that you remember how to put yourself in that state. You're not always rushing. It's not always the quick, very powerful workout. Speaking of the powerful workouts, that's also very important, because exercise, then the body relaxes. Exercise can balance hormones, can also let out the fear, the anxiety, the excess energy. So powerful exercise, relaxing exercise, cyclically done, very important. Food. I find that eating what works for me creates really good sleep. For me, that will be a good amount of carbohydrates, good amount of lettuce or greens or whatever, magnesium-rich foods, mineral-rich foods. That for me, and certain good fats, that for me is an absolute must. Lately, I've been eating a lot of avocado since I became an avocado farmer. And I do like other fats, nut dressings. I find that I feel most satiated, and my cells do the best on raw, but I don't always eat only raw. Sometimes I include steamed veggies and stuff. I keep things pretty fresh though, and pretty simple. That works for me. You have to work through experimentation. When you talk to different people, different things work for different people. A lot of people swear by oatmeal. I couldn't really eat oatmeal more than a couple times a year in something, but I can't have it as a staple. It's just not my food. I find that if I keep it at fresh fruits and also some high calorie fruits too for the calories, and then some really nutritional salads, maybe steamed veggies, maybe some sweet potatoes in winter, kabocha squash, etc. That for me, it's well-rounded, plus some nut butter, avocado, etc. It's really, if you punch your food intake in there's different apps I have been using for years, and I still, if I'm not sure if I'm changing my diet, I'll go back to it. Cronometer. I go to it, it gives you your micronutrients, so you know what you're getting. And you have to remember that you don't absorb everything you eat, and not everything is listed in Cronometer. Depends on the soil, really. And that's something that an app wouldn't know, but your body will. So trust your taste buds, trust your instincts, learn to trust your body over time. Okay, supplements. Mactane, I'll list it below, tends to be really good. I personally, from the sleep supplements, tend to most like something that other people hate, melatonin. Certain brands, I'll list below the couple brands. Natural is one of them. For me, it's clean. I don't have weird dreams. I don't have residue in the morning. It's just good if I need a supplement. Certain herbs, chamomile, passion flowers, skullcap, can work. CBD in cases of extreme exhaustion and tiredness and stress also can work. In cases when you can't really relax and you need extra to calm yourself down. I don't know if CBD is probably not actually legal in certain countries, in certain states. It happens to be legal here in California, but I don't know about every single state. Chamomile can be very effective. Lemon balm can work. It's very mild. Oh, I shouldn't forget about this one. So I love, 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 love one supplement from one of the big brands, but I forget right now, but I'll list it below. It's called Calms Forte. I like the day formula, and I take it before bed, and I sleep really well. So I do think it's sorry, I shook the whole. I had my leg on a on a chair I'm standing. Calms Forte. It tends to work really well. I use it for my daughter because sometimes if she is overstimulated, say from chocolate, she will grind her teeth, and from that supplement, she doesn't. Anyways, back to the mind at night, learning how to let go of the day, let go of tomorrow, and just float on the water. That is very important at night, to learn to not feed your anxiety, to not pay attention, to not sometimes the mind wants to take you in crazy places, to learn how not to feed that, to learn to ignore it. If you try to make sense of everything the mind is scared of, it's a losing game. The mind is very often irrational, very easily influenced by other people's beliefs, sometimes by certain pollution, chemical, electromagnetic, electrical, etc. So the mind will respond to those things, and oftentimes it's physiological. So oftentimes we have to address it through the body, through grounding, through good food, through detox, cleansing, etc. So learning to keep the mind empty at night and not to worry about the day that is coming. For most days that works well. Sometimes there is exceptions. We have a very exciting day ahead. Not often for me, but that happens, and I will, wake up early or something like that. That's okay when it's once a year. The bed. Your bed is so important. I find for me it has to be kind of clean materials bed that is firm, bed that is not too tall from the ground. I learned that by sleeping in different places as we were moving. When the bed is too high off the ground, I never can sleep really deep. It's always like something about the feng shui of a bed for me in particular, that's so high off the ground, I just can't really let go. I don't know what it is. It's also it's maybe too much air for me. Maybe it's too airy. It's too much in the air. I need it to be a little closer to the ground. Another thing is look at electrical plugs and don't put your head near electrical plugs. Another thing is head facing the north. So the head is like a battery, and you want the head to be facing the north in order to get good sleep. Natural fibers, linen, all of cotton, all of those work really well. If you're somewhere near modem, put a cage, an aluminum or copper cage around it, or turn it off at night. Dirty electricity in the walls. If your head is near an electric plug, you're gonna feel it. Kind of like an electric feel, sometimes buzzing in the ears. EMF, of course, I do have an EMF meter, trifield, and it's quite important and quite difficult to remedy because nowadays it's getting worse and worse and worse. There is no real standard of regulation. Some places are off the chart, and there is no, because it's invisible, there's no real regulations. It's also because it's invisible, it's hard to tell if there is anything going on. Sometimes your body will tell you with stomachache or like just a headache or buzzing feeling, but in general, clean environment is so important, and that is sometimes difficult to achieve because it's air, electricity, EMF, and chemicals, and a lot of those are not in our control, but whatever you can do, definitely clean water, air filter, not near electric plugs, EMF remedies, or choosing places that are not too EMF polluted. All of that will really benefit your sleep. And grounding, always grounding. You can, if worse comes to worse, you can get a grounding mat. I don't think any of them are perfect. Any of them are like if you were at a clean place, but those are kind of remedies that can help, that can lessen the load. Natural fibers is big, and the mind, except for the mind would respond to electric charge and it would be kind of fluttery and kind of anxious. So oftentimes what you think it's psychological problems, it's physiological problems. So you have to also address the body, not obsess, but address the general routine and healthiness of the body. I think I'll keep it at that. I mean, I kind of touched up on things that can open a whole chapter, right? And those are big things. But breathing during your practice, during yoga, very important. Having some form of kind of exerted movement, at least 5 times a week, also will help your body relax after. A relaxing class, not too often, is also good, but it really depends. For different people, it would be a different ratio combination of things. But for now, I want to keep it at that. Of course, there's more supplements, more remedies, more ideas, more advice, but I wanted to give you my basics and what helps me sleep the best. I have to let go of the world. I have to not worry about things at night. That is a must for me, and it was something I had to learn how to do, to just let go, just completely letting go and being in a place of peace. And that is something that you have to train yourself to. And then the physiological aspects of the cleanliness of your space. All right, I hope this is helping. Do join me for the equinox program so that you can have your body aligned with the natural cycles, visualizing the new, creating the new. I'm starting a new program on my website, and starting tomorrow on Monday. I think I might post this on Monday too. So that is it. I just wanted to show up and talk about sleep because sleep is so important, and I'll see you very soon. Namaste.